Dear visitor, I guess it is not a coincidence that you found my site. Perhaps you are looking for a cure for ringworm. If you suffer from this condition and you're fed up with constant visits to the doctor and using preventative measures which, let's face it, give no effect, I'll tell you something. You couldn't have found a better place. My article, or rather a guidebook review, will help you cure your ringworm in just a couple of days. I'm not joking. This article will be nothing less than a breakthrough in your ringworm treatment. I hope you'll find my review useful and that it will help you decide whether the guidebook is worth your money. I'm going to tell you about my history. About a year ago, I noticed small lesions in the facial and neck area. I didn't care very much, thinking they were just some discolorations or burns that would, soon disappear. I had no idea what a serious condition that was at the moment. I applied a regular skin cream hoping it would, help. But a few days later, these small discolorations changed into dry red and slightly protruding plaques. Later on, they peeled off, leaving red circular spots. I was itching so bad, I thought I was going crazy. I couldn't stand myself in the mirror also. I looked as a character from a horror movie. I was so ashamed of my appearance and took some time off and decided to stay home. Although I always opted for home remedies, and much as I hated visiting doctors, I thought now was the time to change my habits and visit the doctor's office. That was the first time I heard about ringworm. The doctor prescribed the best skin creams available, and I followed all the recommendations for their use, and still there was no significant improvement. I became depressed. And I couldn't stand all those looks of aversions and disgust directed at me. The worst thing was that even my husband kept his distance. We no longer cuddled, and we used to, nothing was said about sex. I tried to understand him after all. Ringworm is contagious. I didn't want him suffering as I did. One day I said enough is enough, and I started to browse the internet and search for some magical home remedies for ringworm. I tried several of them, but nothing seemed to work. That is until I came across Strona.com website. Let's get to the point now. The guidebook has been written by William Oliver, who used to suffer from ringworm infections himself. Just as we are right now. Based on his experiments, he created a book with promises to cure ringworm within 3 days. Well, it was 5 days in my case. But that was still great anyway, and I'm not going to complain about it, 2 extra days. Just for comparison, an ointment I used for 2 months gave no effects at all. In any case, I am glad it's all over. The guidebook is 69 pages long. Right after placing the order, I received a download link. The payment was through a PayPal account of my husband. And when I first looked into the book, I noticed many illustrations, a lot of important information, neatly presented frames. My first impression after reading it was, you're going to be getting a complete guide. And it's not just a free guide from the internet, but contains brand new methods on how to get rid of ringworm. The ebook explains step by step and how to deal with ringworm. These methods are well tried, safe, can be easily used at home, and require no medications. A real money saver. I used to spend a small fortune, on doctors and ointments that were supposed to cure my conditions in the month's time. This guide has saved me a lot of time, and most importantly, helped cure my condition. It's terrible to think what I would look like right now if I had kept using all those ointments and deluding myself that one day. I can finally look into the mirror now and see my face without liches. Frankly, I think that day would have never come. Of course, I started to use the methods presented in the guide right away. If I was to be completely cured in 3 days, I thought there would not be, nothing visible effect the first day. But unfortunately, I saw no improvement. But I kept, to the guide, and guess what? On the 3rd day, the liches started to disappear. I couldn't find words to describe my joy at that moment. You must feel it for yourself. I already knew it was going to be success. And it was. On the 5th day, I couldn't find a trace of lynches or scars on my face. And I'm not going into unnecessary details at this point because I'll just give you the essential information. All the features of the product are available on the ebook website. The guide, it costs about $30. And at first I was like, hey, isn't that a bit too much for 69 pages of an ebook? But wait a moment. The author gives a 60-day guarantee of satisfaction. If I'm not satisfied, I have 60 days to report it and I get a refund. And it has helped thousands of people. Why wouldn't it help me? I stopped hesitating. I clicked the order now button, and that was one of the most best decisions in my life. Seriously. As a bonus, I got 4 additional books for free. The one about healthy diet is great. I haven't had a chance to look at the other ones yet, but I will. And if you think the price is high, remember, you're buying a product which will help you get rid of ringworm completely. One last thing also I forgot to mention. You are entitled to an electronic consultation with the author. I had no need to use it since the ebook itself was written clear and accessible style. But after the treatment, I thought it would be a good idea to say thank you to Mr. William. When I told him my treatment had taken 5 days, the author offered to give my money back. But, I mean, of course, I politely refused. After all, I'm perfectly healthy now. But it was nice of him anyway. So I don't hesitate any longer now. Order now. I mean, satisfaction is guaranteed.